Hey Shai, I was just looking at your Excel file here, and I was trying to see if I can move this a little bit. Um, Trying to see what was happening with here. And I don't know if you watched the video that I sent to you guys just a couple days ago, I think it was, or yesterday or the day before, that I had sent to Nicole about constraints. Sometimes you need to put in constraints here. And if you notice, I got it to work here by setting constraints to get this to equal to 0. I'm going to show you how to do this with the other one at the bottom. This one hasn't been done, or actually, did I do that one? Or where's the other one? I think you had another one. I'm not sure. This one. You didn't have this one. I'm going to go down and do that one in just a second. So you found where the derivative was changing sign, right? So what we're looking for is, first of all, is what I did here is I made this to, I remember back in Unit 1, we can format that cell so it's only going to 2 decimal places, or even 3 decimal places if you wanted to. So you can see that it gets closer to 0 other than going out to so many places. You can actually see it a little bit better. So that's one thing I did. But then I'm going to show you how you could add constraints. So I'm going to go down here to your other answer that you're getting trouble with right here. So notice you're having trouble making this work. You know that somewhere between 185 and 187 there should be a 0 because the derivative changes from negative to positive. So we're going to use solver. So I'm going to go up here, see if I can get you to see solver. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, let's go to this cell that we were just talking about, this cell right here. We want that cell to be a value of 0 by changing its input. Sorry about that. It keeps on going back up there. By changing its input there, right? So I want this cell down here to be a value of 0 by changing its input cell. And I have some constraints here. I'm just going to delete them so I can show you what I did to get the constraints. So once you have that and you try to use solver, and oh, it actually worked this time. Actually worked. I know it wasn't working for you. So I'm going to show you how to actually do it with constraints. So again, we hit solver. We say we want this to be a value of 0 by changing its input, which is this, right? And then what we do is here we add constraints. So we know that we want this number, this input number, to be less than 187, and we want that number to be greater than or equal to 185. And then say OK. So now what you're doing is you're putting in constraints, so you're forcing solver to say, okay, I only want to look at the zeros between 185 and 187. Somewhere in there I should have a 0 derivative. And then hit solver, and it should come up with a 0 for you. Now it was coming up with a 0 for me this time because of the fact that I had already added constraints before. But hopefully that will help you to get what you're looking for there in for your zeros of your derivative, right? So you're looking there. Now Shai, as far as number 8, I just fixed your statement here. If you look at number 8 on your thing here, I put in that what you had is, this is actually d of x. This was the formula from Mom. That was just the demand quantity or the demand price. I forget what it was, right? That was just that. And then this one, this formula, which is the revenue, is now just the derivative of, that's just the revenue equation. But remember, if I want to maximize my revenue, I need to find the derivative of revenue and then look to see where the derivative changes sign. So you haven't even found the derivative of the revenue here yet. So that might be your problem. I haven't looked at the other ones yet, but hopefully this will help you get you started. Let me know if this helps.